So if we want to address the ballistic missile issue, that I agree with you, many countries have concerns about, there's a path for it.
Okay.
The path is through diplomacy. So we could have additional negotiations to address those issues.
Okay.
But that's not what we're doing right now. We're trying to scrap the deal.
I want to come back to the diplomatic angle and whether, this option of are we heading towards a new conflict. Before I get to that point, Danny, I have to ask you, I mean, there's no point saying, the Iranians don't allow inspections, the Iranians aren't transparent. Israel actually has nuclear weapons and doesn't allow anyone to come and inspect its nuclear facilities. Isn't it a bit hypocritical for your country to be leading the charge against Iran's non-nuclear weapons program as it is now?
Well, Mali, that's a good question, but not really. First of all, Israel's, let's say, long tradition policy has not changed, that Israel will not be the first to introduce nuclear weapons in the Middle East. So next to that, Israel is a democracy with checks and balances, and also Israel is the only country in the world that its existence has been threatened. When the Ayatollahs threatened to erase Israel, or when Saddam Hussein at the time did, or many others, whether it's Hezbollah or...
No, I understand the Israeli defensive posture. I'm not questioning that. I'm simply asking a simple question. The UN Resolution 487, for example, calls upon Israel to place its nuclear facilities under the safeguards of the IAEA. Iran is having intrusive IAEA inspections, as Trita points out. You say you want even more intrusive inspections. I'm saying, why not level the playing field and say, why not set a good example to Iran and say, we're going to allow all the inspectors from the IAEA to come into our nuclear facilities, where we have actual nukes, not hypothetical nukes, actual ones.
Well, I would say because formality, and the legal arguments is on our side. Israel has never signed, and we are not a party to the non-proliferation NPA. And Iran is. So Iran is subject to the inspections and to the regulations of the NPT. What we have seen that actually, while it was a member of NPT, they cheated and broke and violated every commitment that they had. Israel does not have any commitments or obligations, and simply this is the core of our national security policy because of the situation we are in.
Trita, do you want to respond to Israel doesn't have the same legal obligations that Iran does?
Well, precisely because Israel is outside of the NPT, it makes it very difficult for Israel to criticize the IAEA and their inspections of Iran and what Iran is doing. What you essentially are saying is that the rest of the region is at the mercy of the goodwill of the Israeli government. The same argument that you falsely used against